The first reading is worth rereading again, probably every day. We are made by God. That's the first thing that comes out of there. And the second thing is, we are made for God. It's almost as if there's a God gene within us, or a God locator within us, because I do believe that after 40 years of priesthood, what I hear most are lost stories. Now, being lost to me, one of the definitions that I hold on to most is being lost is not knowing where your home is. If you don't know where home is, you're lost, okay? You may be able to recognize places, but if you don't know where home is, you're lost. And when you read Luke's gospel, it's all about the lost and the found. A coin, a sheep, a son, and now this little man Zacchaeus. All were lost, and all were found. Let's stop again and think about all the people and all the scripture stories, not just in Luke, but throughout the scriptures, of where Jesus reached out and touched them, and those who were lost were now found. They were healed. They could see, they could hear, they could walk. They were cleansed of their leprosy. They were forgiven their sins. They were brought home. Anytime Jesus heals in the New Testament, he also forgives. That's one of the givens, I think. Whenever Jesus heals, touches someone, he's also forgiving them their sins. He's bringing them home. Now, I just think that this is a very powerful image for all of us. I don't think a lot of you are always lost, though some might be. I think most all of us, and certainly I got really lost, and I got really found too. But I think all of us have those days, those moments when we just feel that this God gene has disappeared. There's something wrong. He's hiding, excuse me, he's hiding from me. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. And it may last a day, a week, a month, and you begin to panic that I cannot find that God that was so important to me. And then I do silly and crazy things to try to find some notion of the joy that I had before. And I settle for pleasure, looking for some kind of idea of being, of belonging, and I settle for mediocrity. It's, called success. I reach out and I do all these different things, trying to find where home is. But God has never left, and God is always looking for us. Zacchaeus may have been up there in that tree, but Jesus saw him. And Jesus called him down. And Jesus celebrated with him. As they say in all those other stories, when the lost are found, there is a party, there is a meal. We celebrate. And that's what God does. He celebrates that you have now found him. But he's not hiding. For some reason, we can close our eyes and think that God, God has disappeared. We've closed our eyes. We've stopped really looking within ourselves. This is where we find this God. There is a God gene in us. He made us in his image. He says that in that first reading. He says it throughout Scripture. We are made in his image. We are his children. We belong to him. So look within. It's not somebody else telling you this. It's you looking within yourself and surrendering to a God who loves you. He wants nothing more from you than you just to love as best you can. Does he want perfection? No. He'll settle at the beginning with awareness, with a statement, I'm lost. And then if you recognize that you're lost, then you can begin to look. And when you look, you open your eyes and you begin to see things differently. And then is when you find the Lord that's always been there. I thought that he'd left me. I thought he left me for 20 years, and I was angry. And he had never left. He was always there. I was running from him. And I think a lot of the times we're lost is because we run from God, because we are afraid of him. We are afraid that his love is so great that I can't respond, that I won't be enough. And so I run. And God constantly is calling me back. You are enough because I made you enough.